So, Ishita, please introduce yourself to the panel.
Sir, I'm Ishita Kishore. I'm a graduate in economics from Sri Ram College of Commerce, Delhi University. After that, I went on to work with Ernst& Young in risk advisory for 2 years. Sir, I've been an active sports person in my life, and I think that has shaped my personality to a great extent.
Ishita, as I see from your DAF, you have been an all-rounder performance in school, best student,
Yes, sir.
right? So, what were the benchmarks of being an all-rounder there?
Sir, apart from good academic performance, the faculty of the school also looked into the co-curricular participation of the students, how much they participated in debating activities, in interact club activities, in sports activities, and also in holding positions of responsibility in the school.
So, if you would aim to be an all-rounder performer as a civil servant, what do you think should the benchmarks be?
Sir, I think as a civil servant, firstly, the ability to work in a team, being a team player is very important because working in silos will not
That's
help.
one. What else?
So, secondly, leadership skills are very important. The ability to take quick decisions and timely decisions by considering all possible factors is important. So, the third factor would be having the ability to achieve excellence in diverse set of activities in a short period of time, because civil servants are often transferred into different departments, into different districts, and have to give the results.
Okay. You're a student of political science,
Yes.
right? The Chief Justice of India has made a statement today that collegium may not be the perfect mode, but at the moment it is the best solution and the best way to ensure independence of judiciary. What have you to say?
Sir, I agree with the remarks of the Chief Justice of India, because there might be systems that can be defined as best, but society must focus on what is best practicable and keep on improving it as the time evolves and as the society evolves. I think currently the collegium system of recruiting judges and selection of judges is working well, but it can be improved by elaborating the panel and the selection.
Suppose if I were to say, Ishita, that the youngsters like you, we have interviewed a large number of candidates
Yes.
like you, and majority of them are of the opinion that collegium is opaque.
Yes.
So, do you think that what CGI is saying that this is the best? It may be his version, but what do people think?
Yes, sir. I believe that it was the best practicable solution at a particular time, but the demands of the society and the awareness of the people demands a system that is more transparent, that has more visibility about what are the parameters, what are the factors being considered when a selection is being made. So I think there are better solutions today.
So, was NJEC a better solution, Ishita?
Sir, while the intent of NJAC was to elaborate the selection panel and the selection committee, I feel that giving the government also an equal say in appointment can lead to certain collusion in the decision making.
So, some middle path has to be
Yes.
found. All right. Coming to economics.
Yes.
Now, I have a feeling that we are very, good friends of Russia. But we are not following the economic pattern of Russia. We are following the capitalist model of USA. So, is our friendship with the Russia not ideological, but only based on certain, say, requirements of India, like defense and oil?
Sir, at the eve of independence, India did have two options, whether to follow the Russian model or the American capitalist model. And India took a middle path and followed a mixed economy pattern. And I feel that is relevant even today. The government is present in certain strategic sectors where it feels its presence is necessary to regulate, whereas it also gives the free market and the laissez-faire model to a number of sectors and promotes free trade.
Suppose if I have to say that I don't believe that we are moving towards, or we are still with mixed economy, the divestment of public sector and shifting from public sector monetization of public sector under the many schemes of asset monetization. All these things are basically, we are diluting the state's organizations. That is not the purpose of mixed economy.
Sir, I agree that we are divesting, and but government is not being in business anymore. Rather, government is still playing a regulatory role, and government is still present in many strategic sectors across.
Suppose airports. It is not a profit making. It is not a business. We have given airports to the private sector.
Yes.
The airports were doing very well. So on the aspect of efficiency also, can you say that this was required? Maybe some public sector undertaking may not be doing well. So is it that the capitalist economy is being thrust upon Indian economy?
Sir, I don't think that it is being thrust upon the Indian economy. After the 1990s, we have seen the wave of neoliberalism across the world and a more free market structure. And even in our airports, sir, India prefers a model that is private-public partnership. And this was recommended by Kelkar committee also. So India is finding a balance between the various forces.
My last question.
Yes.
You have been a delegate of Indo-China Youth.
Yes.
But that must have been you very small.
Sorry, sir?
That you must be very small at that time.
Sir,
in
this
school.
was in 2017.
This was
graduated.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Graduated. So why is China not settling the border issue with India?
Sir, I think China and especially the Communist Party over there believes that US is a declining power and China must take center stage now. And to prevent India's growth in the region, it is leveraging the border issues and preventing India's economic growth by diverting its focus on the borders. So in this way, China ensures its regional hegemony and thereby it is walking towards a global hegemony as well.
Thank you, Ishita. I pass on to Abhim.
So, Ishita, G20.
Yes.
Do you think it is a group of 20 countries?
No, sir, there are more than 20 countries because
Mhm.
the European Union is also part of it
Mhm.
and under it a number of countries are given representation.
Mm-hmm. So, it is how many countries?
Sir, I think it is around 57 countries, but I'll have to recheck it.
Okay. And India has the chairmanship or presidentship. What exactly we call it?
Sir, while the presidentship and the chairmanship is rotational, but I think
No, what is the exact word? Technical word is what? Do we call it is chairmanship or is it called presidentship?
Sir, I think it is presidentship. I will check it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, check up that. No? Okay. And current year is with us.
Yes.
Previous year was with whom?
So, Indonesia.
Indonesia. Next year? And 24?
Sir, it is Brazil.
Brazil. That's good. So far, what have been the achievements for India as being the chairman of G20 group?
Sir, I think India has successfully showcased to the world that the global south can successfully determine what should be the resolutions, what should be the motions for discussion in the external affairs meeting also and as well as the finance community. However, sir, there has been issues around finalizing what the communique should be because there are conflicting views of different countries.
In fact, sometimes I think, is it a political group or as per agenda, it was supposed to be economic and financial group?
Yes.
It's not a political group, or is it a
Yes.
political group?
So in 1999, when G20 was envisaged, it was envisaged as for the emerging market economies and for them to have a better say in the geo-economics of the world. But so currently, given the hard geopolitics that we are witnessing across the world, such elements are also entering in the economic discussions, in the economic decisions of G20.
Okay. Supreme Court sometime back has given a judgment creating a collegium for appointment of election commissioners.
Yes.
Now, there's a new collegium now.
Yes.
So, point is that whether Supreme Court was right in prescribing a collegium for this when the article such and such in Constitution already prescribes how the election commissioner will be appointed.
Yes.
There is a
Yes, sir.
point given there. So, do you think there was enough vacuum that Supreme Court had to come in between, or you hold some other view?
Sir, I believe that the constitution drafted 7 decades ago gave this power to the parliament to decide how the election commission should be appointed. But the fact that for 7 decades no decision was taken.
So all these years, how the appointment was being done for the election commission, if there was no rule?
So there were rules, but it was not decided by the parliament.
Where the rule is written?
Sir, I'll read about it.
The article itself says so.
Yes.
Okay. You had done your BA honors in economics and political science.
Yes.
Which was your major subject?
So economics.
Economics was a major subject. Do you think this share market reflects the economy of the country, or it doesn't reflect?
Sir, I think the share market and the capital markets broadly reflect the sentiment and the growing economy of our country. However, sir, in recent times, we have also seen that the price to earnings ratio is not directly reflective of the growth rate of the countries. So conventionally, sir, yes, the share markets do reflect how India is a vibrant economy and a growing economy. But sometimes in certain companies, we are seeing this mismatch also.
Long-term trends are reflecting.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So, Ishita, work experience in Ernst and Young
Yes, sir.
and risk analyst.
Yes, sir.
Right. So, I give you 4 risk parameters.
Okay.
Tell them in order of serious most to least serious. First is revival of pandemic. Second is happening of World War III. Third risk is US banks collapse. More banks getting collapsed. Fourth risk is meltdown of global economies. Place them in order of risk perception that you think.
So can I please take a moment? Sir, in perspective, having a global perspective, I think that the Russia-Ukraine war, which is sometimes also being perceived as a World War III, would have high risk for the global south and as well as the emerging market economies in terms of stability in their macroeconomic indicators. The second risk, sir, would be to the geoeconomics of the world, that is the collapsing of the great banks in America, that in United States of America, we saw the Silicon Valley Bank and the Signature Bank and now Credit Suisse in Europe. So this would be the second risk that can destabilize banking across the world, as we had seen in 2008. So the third risk would be overheating of the global economies, because these are our export markets for the global south, and this affects our exports, thereby increasing our current account deficit. And lastly, sir, revival from the pandemic. I place this at a lower risk because we have seen how economies are overcoming the effect of the pandemic in the last 2 years.
Good. Ishita, you have participated in Dubai
Yes.
Millennium Summit.
Yes, sir.
So I give you a topic for Millennium Summit, war and global economy. So just bring this topic to a conclusion. 2 minutes. You are addressing the summit.
In a globalized world and in an interconnected world, any conflicts or any escalating situations in one part of the world can quickly escalate and spread like wildfire to other parts of the world. We have seen this in the recent Russia-Ukraine crisis, wherein any invasion in Ukraine led to economic fallout in other parts of the world. We had seen how global commodity prices rose, affecting the basic necessities of the people. We have seen how oil prices rose across the world and affected the day-to-day lives of the people. To improve this situation, a better collaborative way forward is required. It is very important to bring both the parties back to the high table of diplomacy to ensure that there is dialogue and deliberation. India, as a responsible power, calls for the cessation of all violence and by